Shalom, Hebrew Israelites. Start, the praises, honor, and glory
to Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, BaHaSham, Qadash.
Double honors to our elders and apostles, GreatMillStone, ever well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect. Before Cam turned on brothers pretty much going into, Jake being scattered and innumerable multitude, and things of that nature. One thing, that came to my mind was this, knowing that our people are scattered, that's also the cuts to that black only Israelite doctrine. Where you got certain Jakes that think Israel is just one color. It goes far beyond color. Jake is all over. Okay, but nevertheless, it's still Jake.
It's Isaiah chapter 11, verse 10. And in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign of the people. To it shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt, from Paphros, from Cush, from Elam, from Shinar, from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcast of Israel, and shall gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. When you go into the history, that's exactly what happened. Israel was scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. The scriptures say how the nations, they basically sent gifts one to another. Who do you think those gifts was? Israel. Like when you go into there's actually a famous samurai, so-called black man by the name of Yasuke. And what happened was he was I can't remember what part of West Africa he was from, but he was from West Africa. When you had the Portuguese that brought him from where he was to Japan. And that's happening, like as we read, from Shinar, from Elam, all right, going into what the so-called East Indians. That happened all four corners of the earth.
And and it goes to show you too is that these curses follow where we're scattered amongst these other nations, because amongst those Elamites there is a certain sector of people that they call consider them the outcasts. They consider them the outcasts or like undesirables. It's a certain class of people that's scattered throughout these nations where the majority of the people of that land don't really deal with them. They're separate, and pretty much, a lot of these people know the history of those people. They know that they are of the dispersed, So pretty much the curses pretty much follow us wherever we are, and that's how you really identify us through the spirit. You see?
Yeah, this is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verses 45 and 46. It says, "Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of Yahawah thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign, for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever."
Yeah, and once you come into this understanding, we understand that our people are pretty much on the bottom of society, man. Wherever we go, and that's the sign and the wonder. Our people are pretty much an astonishment to the other nations. You see, where the basically, they have a lot of these other countries. They pretty much go on a caste system. And pretty much where Israelites are scattered amongst those people. When you talk about the heathens, we're considered the bottom of society, within those caste society nations.
Just real quick, this is from an article entitled, it's on the natgeo.com. India's untouchables face violence discrimination. More than 160 people in India are considered untouchable. People tainted by their birth into a caste system that deems them impure, less than human.
Right, and that's how it was though. It just goes to show you here where we was considered 3/5 of a man. You see, So all these other nations, man, have a heavy tab to pay, man. Because why? It's because when the Lord makes his return, man, pretty much they're gonna be caught with stolen goods. You see, You know, just like how a thief is caught, and then pretty much from like has stolen goods on him, these nations are going to be caught with the Lord's people, man. You know.
I just want to make a quick point because the brother mentioned about the Yasuke, the black samurai. When he went over there into the Japan region over there that time. That was during the Son Goku era. And at that time, Nobunaga Oda was ruling during that time, and through him, actually he was bringing forth a new world order, just the same as Esau was doing today. And Genghis Khan at the time, he wanted all beliefs and all religions, all people to come about and to be in his court at that time. So mind you, he had a lot of black samurai to come in, and people weren't really with that. But I say that to say this is that yes, the curses also follow us because he wasn't accepted by all but by Nobunaga. And at that time, they had to overthrow him at that time through his best friend, through his general, which is Mitsunori. He was one of his top generals. Anywho, I say to say that you're talking about scattering. You know, Jake was scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, man. Right. And mind you, when we're talking about the multitude, everything like that, you know, when the Lord talks about Abraham and the seed being means number as a seed, all right, it goes to show that when it talks about nations, it's not talking about all nations, it's talking about all the nations of Israel, or all the tribes of Israel as a nation being scattered throughout the nations. Okay, that's why I'm gonna read this real quick. This is Genesis 17 and verse 7. And I will establish my covenant between me and thee and thy seed after thee and their generations for an everlasting covenant to be a God unto thee and thy seed after thee. Okay, and what is that talking about? That's talking about the children of Israel, right? I remember Apostle Tahar, he was going over the, he was going over the Tazariak and whatever that nigga's name is, debating. You know, Tazariak brought out a good point, or Rawchaa brought out a good point, is that how can you say that it's all nations when all nations weren't even brought out of Abraham? Right. It doesn't even make sense. What about the Hamites? Okay, the Japhites? They don't come out to see the Abraham. All right, they come out from nowhere. Later on, then you had Abraham. Then what? Then later on, you had what? The children of Israel, Esau, Elam, and all of them, Ishmael, whatever. Okay, so that's pretty much a clean cut when it talks about all nations. And all nations scattered. It's not talking about all nations. It's impossible. Yeah, come.
This is Revelations, or matter of fact, this is Revelation 7 and 9. It says, after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palm and psalms in their hands. Now, this is a quick precept, Revelations 5 and 9, and they sung a new song, saying, thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof, for thou wast slain and hast redeemed us to the Most High by thy blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation. You know, so it just takes you straight back to the understanding that the Lord have chosen him one people. You know, and it also goes into, you know, the dispersed, because we were scattered. You know, showing that Israel is scattered among all the nations. So when the Lord is, you know, having his prophets to prophesy, all right, we're prophesying to what? All nations. Matter of fact, BaHaSham quickly, Jeremiah 1, he was a prophet to the nations. You know, because Jeremiah is an example for all the prophets. You know, Ezekiel is an example for all the prophets. Like hey, you got it?
Yeah, this is Jeremiah chapter 1 and verse, start at verse 4. It says, then the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, before I formed thee into the belly, I knew thee. Before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee. Right.
Because, hey, the Lord saying this to Jeremiah, but this is to all the prophets. This is edification. You know, he's saying this about Jeremiah, but we know the Lord knows all his prophets. Go ahead.
Before thou camest camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and ordained thee a prophet unto the nations.
A prophet unto the nations. Why is there a prophet to the nations? Because Israel is also scattered. Real quick, Jeremiah 28 and 8. Right, bring that up real quick.
This is Jeremiah chapter. Oh, you got it?
No, you got it.
Read it out, brother. This is Jeremiah chapter 28 and verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesy against many countries.
Right, he said the prophets that have been before me and of old, right? Go ahead.
Of the old prophesied both against many countries.
Many countries. Go ahead.
Against great kingdoms.
Against what? Great kingdoms. Go ahead.
Of war, of evil, and of pestilence.
Right. Keep going.
The prophets which prophesy of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord hath truly sent him.
Right, the Lord hath truly sent him. Now I got one more precept, just one more. I know your brothers got precept. One more. This is Hosea chapter 1 verse 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. It shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, you are the sons of the living power. And where's that place?
Here.
Babylon the Great, aka America. Go ahead.
Remember years ago you had said pretty much you talking about Amalek and stuff, because they claim to be us, but the scriptures say that you have to stand in the sea. So they were the real Israelites, we should be able to see them walking up and down the corner, and then they got to put the precept.
Because they were Israelite with their prophets.
Exactly. Deuteronomy 28 and 64, and Yahawah shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth unto the other. There thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy father known but with a stone. Showing that Jacob is scattered. And these curses also apply to Jacob. I remember seeing a while ago, pretty much, it's Northern Kingdom. Once again, undercut to the black only. It's like doctrine. Years ago, this I don't know what year it was, but it was recent. This Northern Kingdom woman pretty much had like killed the baby and like start eating the baby and stuff. Like
What, recently?
No, not recently. This was years ago, but it's one of the curses because she would be on pretty much woman be harsh against her children. So regardless of what somebody looks like, there's different indicators that can tell you they're Israelites.
Yeah.
And, and that's a beautiful point. You said that because you just gave the characteristics of the curses that be on the people. Talking about how the woman would be an ostrich to her eggs. And is that not going on now? In early camp today, you mentioned about how the woman left her kid in the car while she was on vacation. How the daughter and the mother killed somebody or whatever, right? Brothers mentioned it. These are all the curses that the children of Israel are on while they're in their captivity. All right? And no matter where they are, all right, whether they're farthest of the west or the farthest of the east, doesn't matter. This will follow them for generations on the come. And that puts a spectacle or a microscope on who? The so-called Black Hispanics, Native Americans show that what we're the true children of the living power. Not those fake cars are.
I got something. I have two actually. But this is James chapter 1 verse 1. James, a servant of the Most High, of the Lord Yahawashi Mashiach, to the 12 tribes that are scattered abroad. That's just a precept again, showing you that we are scattered everywhere, and we look like the heathen. And Yahawashi actually encountered someone that had the appearance of a heathen. This is I'm gonna start at verse Matthew chapter 15 and verse 22, and this is what a lot of camps get confused with when they bring the scripture out. It says, and behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the coast of the coast and cried unto him, saying, have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with a devil. He answered her not a word. And his disciples came and besought him, saying, send her away, for she cried after us. So here it is, the disciples was like, yo, get her away from here, and stuff like that, right? But it says, now he said, now this is where they get mixed up. And he said, but he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Now, where they get them mixed up is they think that they're talking about that he was talking to the woman, but he was actually talking to the disciples. It says, Then came she and worshipped him, saying, Lord, help me. And what happened? Next verse it says, but he answered and said, it is not meet to take the children's bread and cast it to dogs. It says, and she said, truth, Lord. Yet, and that's where people stop, man. That's where these camps stop. But you have to keep reading. It says, and she said, truth, Lord. Yet the dogs eat of the crumbs which fall from the master's plate. And it says, then Yahawashi answered and said unto her, O woman, great is thy faith. Be it unto thee even as thou wilt. And her daughter was made whole that very hour. Now, why did he heal her? Because he knew he was testing her spirit, seeing how she was, and he knew off the rip that she was an Israelite, man. So that cuts these other camps, you know, as far as like, especially the camps that come out the GMS and say, oh, they got to eat them in their camp, you know. But meanwhile, you don't see that, man. Because why? You don't think of things that are spiritual. I have another precept, if I may. This is because I actually wanted to bring this out during camp. This is John chapter 3 and verse start at verse 11. It says, verily, verily, I say unto thee, we speak that we do know, and testify that what we have seen, and ye receive not our witness. If I told you earthly things, ye believe not, how shall ye believe if I tell you heavenly things? So here it is. We know things that are heavenly and things that are earthly. Okay, we can go through all different scales. You know, that also shows you of again when we was talking to campus, we have the 100% truth, whether it be small or great. We're giving you this knowledge and understanding of this, but you can't understand it, you can't get it. But that's pretty much the point.
And even in that time of James, you know, when he was going to the 12 tribes scattered abroad, even in those times we were scattered. You know, and this is even before the major prophecy of the transatlantic slave trade. You know, we were scattered throughout all of Asia Minor. Okay, and this is where, you know, we get the different churches and that Paul had went to as well. You see, so when people get things mixed up, when we want to talk about when we took on the Greek culture, you know, which was called Hellenization. Okay, so Hellenization was going on, and this is what people don't understand. You know, when you talk about these so-called Christians, you know, they get mixed up about what Hellenization has done to our people. You see, because we took on it was a renaissance, so to speak, at that time, to where we took on the language, the culture, we took on everything, and then even we were it was a decree put out that if we was to continue and our customs, that we would be put to death, man. So a lot of this was done by force. But then when you have generations later that this came in, and they said Thomas's father was a Greek. Yeah. Does that mean does that mean he was of another nation? No, that means that he was wholly into the culture of being a Greek. You see, but he was actually an Israelite. You see, so even at that in those times when the prophets were being sent out, we were scattered then. So what more now when the Lord had put these curses upon us? Okay, so this has been an ongoing thing about a scattered people. You see?
Yeah, I got a quick precept. This is Jeremiah chapter 12 and 9, or 12 and 6. It says, for even thou brethren and the house of thy father, even they have dealt treacherously with thee. Yea, they have called a multitude after thee. Believe them not, though they speak fair words unto thee. I have forsaken my house, I have left my heritage. I have given the dearly beloved of my soul into the hand of her enemies. My heritage is unto me as a lion in a forest, it crieth out against me. Therefore have I hated it. My heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about are against her. Come ye assemble, all ye beasts of the field, come to devour. Now that speckled bird, all right, which means what? A bird that is looked down upon. Blemished and unblemished lambs. And it says the birds round about are against her. It's talking about the other nations. And it says, come ye assemble, all ye beasts of the field, come to devour, all right, which is the other nations devouring the children of Israel.
you know. So Israel is like a speckled bird, and that's like a brother made a good point. All right, I forgot exactly what you said, but like, you know, like the indicator is the curses. Like they may look like the other nations, but depending on the spirit and seeing, you know, what they can do or what's happening to them, you can actually identify them,
Right.
you know, to a degree, you know, to a degree. And most likely, hey, we say he probably an Israelite, you know, because we know the truth.
Even with the woman of Canaan, the Lord said, what Yahawashi said, he hasn't found such faith in the woman. So the faith was what was the indicator, okay, to know that she was an Israelite, man. You know, that's an Israelite thing, to be with faith, man. We're the only nation, man, that has faith, man. You understand? So when you want to try a person's spirit, you know, and it's how we have a kindred spirit amongst people. Just like the brother was speaking about a co-worker, and they hit it off, you know, they clicked off good, but just to go to show you, you know what I'm saying, he was from his ancestry was from one of the tribes, man. You see? So pretty much, man, you know, we are I got something here, right? When you Google black people, okay, and when you Wikipedia black people, okay, they go into, they make a separation between westernized culture, what is considered black people, and the people in Africa. You see, and it also has it to where when you go into it, it says areas of where they have the history and the ancestral backgrounds. It says Africa, Asia, Europe, Oceania, which is the Pacific Islands, North America and South America. And when you go into those different topics, though, it goes into a little bit of the history. So, you know, this man's tongue is kind of like falling upon himself, okay? Because he pretty much has the records and knows pretty much the history. Like when you find, when you go to the over in what they want to call the so-called Middle East or Saudi Arabia, you know, there was an eastern slave trade as well. So we have people scattered that's within those the deserts, okay, the Arabian deserts. You see, so we're you know, we're pretty much, you know we're I got something real quick. Let me pull a preset real quick.
This right here, back here real quick.
Yeah,
Just real quick. This is Deuteronomy 4:27, straight to the point. And Yahawah shall scatter you among all, and Yahawah shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen, whether Yahawah shall lead you.
Yeah, and we're pretty much, though, we're pockets of our people within these other nations, where, you know, we're pretty much going about bottom of society, man. You know, and the curses are pretty much upon them, and it shows forth. You see. I got something real quick. This is Zechariah chapter 2, verse 6. Ho, ho, come forth and flee from the land of the north, saith Yahawah. For I have spread you abroad as the four winds of the heaven, saith Yahawah. Deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwellest in the daughter of Babylon. And it's speaking about right this present time, right? For thus say Yahawah of hosts, after the glory have he sent me unto the nations which spoil you. For he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of his eye. Behold, I will shake my hand upon them, and they shall be a spoil to their servants, and ye shall know that Yahawah of hosts hath sent me. So pretty much, man, these people got a heavy debt to pay, man. He said, the Lord said, he that toucheth you, all right, talking about the children of Israel, scattered throughout the four winds, toucheth the apple of my eye. Okay, so this is a bigger bone than to pick with just Esau, man. Okay, all right. You other nations have a hand in our destruction, man. Okay, so pretty much everybody is left with holding the bag, so to speak, the bag of stolen goods. Okay.
It's a lot. On my way down here to Jersey today, I was thinking about how much wickedness the so-called white man has done. I mean, one brother did a video, someone amongst his camp. Did a video about how Esau pretty much has the pain away, and I was thinking to myself, man, you know I cook. You know, when you cook a big pot of collard greens or a big pot of anything, you gotta let it really, really cook. It takes more than, you know, an hour or two, but you have a big pot that takes up all the grates, you know, all the what's what I'm looking for, you know, all the fires and everything. take it all up. You gotta turn that heat all the way up. That's how the Lord's gonna have it, man. He's gonna have a big pot of righteousness, right for the so-called white man. He got it cooking up. Put the heat all the way up. Take up all 4 of the corners of the stove. Comes with that big pot, and he's gonna throw it right to you, Edomites, man. That's why you need that. All righteousness has to ultimately
reign superior.
Yeah, reign superior on the earth, because we need it. Look at the way the earth is currently now. You have it to where now these niggas are making lab-made chicken, which they always have done. They've been doing it for years. It's just niggas today who think they're woke. Yeah, but you see they doing chicken, man. Straight niggas, they've been doing shit for years, bro. All right, if you've been watching.
Yeah,
because why? We're not ignorant to devices.
Yeah, quick precept. This is Daniel chapter 9, verse 9. It says, to the Lord our power, Yahawah, belong the mercies and forgiveness, though we have rebelled against him. Neither have we obeyed the voice of Yahawah our power to walk in his laws, which he has set before us by his servants the prophets. Yea, all Israel have transgressed our law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of the Most High, because we have sinned against him, and he hath confirmed his words, which he spake against us and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven have not been done as have been done upon Jerusalem, as it is written. And remember, Jerusalem is a people before a place.
Right.
As you got so-called scholars, oh, that's talking about Jerusalem.
Right,
you know?
right.
It says, verse 13, here's the point. As it is written in the law of Moses, all this evil has come upon us. Yet made we not our prayer before Yahawah, our power, that we might turn from our iniquities and understand thou truth. Therefore have Yahawah watched upon the evil and brought it upon us. For Yahawah our power is righteous in all his works which he doeth, for we obey not his voice.
That's what happens with disobedience. The curse, look at the business we're in now. But in the beginning, the brother read that we all transgressed, but that we did not heed to the Lord's mouth, the Lord's voice. And we can talk about, and that's going on right now. How these damn 2/3 and these niggas don't want to hear the Lord's voice, which is the prophets. We heard the mouth. I always say it all the time. We heard the Lord's mouthpiece, man. Here it is that here we barking unto you, but you have not danced. Or you hearken unto me, you have not danced. You don't want to deal with the song of the Lord. I'm saying the song of Moses, right? You don't want to deal with it. You want to go ahead and still be disobedient and take on Esau's voice, right? Oh, this is what Esau has to say. We want to deal with him. You know, the children of Israel came up like, no, we want to hear from Yahawah himself. Yahawah himself. And Yahawah pulled up, and all of them got scared. Like, hell no, we want to deal with Moses. It's gonna be this. And now here it is that you want to deal with these goddamn Edomites, like they're the Most High himself. Right?
Yeah, this is Daniel's, once again, this is Daniel's chapter 9, start at 10. Neither have we obeyed the voice of Yahawah our power to walk in his laws, which he hath set before us by his servants, the prophets. Yea, all Israel have transgressed our law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of the Most High, because we have sinned against him. And he confirmed his words, which he spake against us, and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven have not been done as has been done upon Jerusalem.
And Jerusalem is a people before a place. And when you look into, we have gone through the worst of everything, and it's well documented, man. Well documented, okay? All right? Everybody knows about the transatlantic slave trade, okay? All the other nations know that we went to captivity. You know? All right? You got movies. You got depictions. You got relics, okay? All of these things are put forth that everybody knows about. This is something that people cannot deny that happened to us, man. Okay? All right? Us being on the bottom, us being exploited. Okay? Just turn on the TV. Okay, you know, somebody that sits home all day doesn't do anything. Turn on the TV, turn on Maury, okay? Turn on these different shows where they exploit our lives, pretty much. You know, ghetto ass women up there with and all this other whatever's going on in households of Jake. Okay, Jake being exploited, man. Okay, destroyed. Okay, which is entertainment for everybody. The nations are pretty much looking at it as in disdain, man. Okay, you know, this is where the great disdain and great pretty much the bywords and proverbs come from, man. From our culture being pretty much first of all engineered, okay, by our enemy, okay, all right, because what we're more righteous than our neighbor, but the ways of the wicked seduce us, man. So Jake is pretty much acting off what this man pretty much forms us as, you know, as far as when they put out a stereotype, Jake does his best to fit that stereotype, pretty much.
Yeah, like,
you know?
like blacks is the new gay.
You know, and hey, all of this, and we're our people in the forefront of all the abominations, man. All the abominations that are put forth out there. Who's in the forefront of that? Jake. Okay, Jake. Who's the spokesperson for that? Nigga woman. She pretty much a spokesman woman for a lot of these abominations. And you got these other actors and athletes that are, once this man cracks the whip, he wants to speak out against certain things, man, and it's not of our own interest, man. They want to put us in a box and have us thinking a one-track sided way. You see?
Hey,
but this truth is coming out, man.
Just, yeah, I said it's well documented. It's you know, it's well documented of our sufferings that so much in 2023 they're trying to hide.
Right.
You know, going back 20, 30 years ago, you know, it was out there to where they were making more movies about it. They didn't care that we knew. But now today they want to minimize it. They want us to forget about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, even when it came out in 1977, that was a milestone for our plight, or what we went through. Talking about the transatlantic slave trade, came out with the multi miniseries Roots. That's when it first came out, from Alex Harry's Roots. That's when it first came out, and this was a epic milestone on TV at that time. Okay, it was well funded, it was well publicized, it was pretty much the ratings were through the roof, and it was a mini series that it lasted for days, pretty much, the whole mini series. And this was the epic time where the world actually seen this in the movie form. Okay, so after that we had other movies that we could see now, you know, up to this present time, where our going into captivity, talking about the transatlantic slave trade, and also just pretty much a time frame in certain parts of slavery and things that we had went through. You see?
I guess we still catching at the words, man. Like they said that it's like a pretty much a epidemic of Native American women that's missing, you know, every single year. So it's like a damn epidemic too of so-called black women that goes missing, you know, every year. So they're literally kidnapping, you know, our people. And there's a video that came out that said this so-called white woman was like, if her kid ever goes missing, she told her to go find a black man, because so-called black people, we like literally do not kidnap. And they looked at the statistics. She brought the statistics in. The statistics of people that's kidnapping people are so-called white men. Yeah. That's pedos are so-called white men. So who's doing all these kidnappings, man? Right. So our people was like literally still catching it.
Yeah. Hey, that's a spirit you said that. I just saw a video, which was an old video. Somebody was showing me on social media. Jake had a next door neighbor, and I don't know what race the guy was, but he basically kidnapped a few girls in his basement. And the guy, it was kind of funny because Jake in front of the camera on the news. You know how Jake is on the news. You know, he was trying to explain himself, and he was saying that the guy, his neighbor, he seen him cooking out. You know, he had talked to him, seen him working on his car. He never thought that he was somebody kidnapping people. And the guy was like, you know, he said the funniest shit that he said, well, you know, I knew something was wrong, because when the white little girl came out, she hugged me. And it was like, you know, she hugging a black man. He said she hugged her. She came up and ran up to me and hugged me as a black man. He said, I'm a black man. ain't no white girl running up to me. Like, you know, he said it's on the news and shit. And he remind me of that because the white girl, as soon as she saw the black guy, she ran up on him and she hugged him and said, help me. And then he said, damn, what the hell? And he said they never knew that the neighbor was actually doing that shit.
Yeah.
You know, and he had more other girls in the basement.
Yeah.
But the white girl grabbed the black, you know, hugged the black, so-called black.
And it's not by no surprise either when you talk about the Native American women that live on a res, you know, pretty much, man, they got to deal with them being on a res in the middle of nowhere and then being surrounded by their enemies. Okay, because a lot of these areas where the res is at, man, is nothing but a bunch of Edomites that are outside that res, man. Yeah. And when they venture outside that res, this is when things go wrong and things can happen, you know. And they probably even violating on the res, man, taking these women, man. You know, all right. It's an easy target for them, man. Why? It's because the men, they're all drunks, pretty much on the res. Everybody's down and out, you know, and you know this damn devil. Okay, you know we talking about the Joe 6-pack devil right now. You know what I'm saying? And he's having his way with these women, man. Okay, they don't have no type of protection.
It's like these things matter, man. You know, that goes on around us. Like things that happen like this, like it affects our lives, man, one way or another. But a lot of people think that doesn't matter, you know, or you know, who cares about that or whatever. Like for an example, I did a lesson, like they shut down all the Walmarts in Portland because they said allegedly everybody, like too many people were stealing. So now you can't go to your Walmart because what other people was doing, man. So what other people do like affects you, and like, so it just like we supposed to be ashamed of the truth when you have all that type of shit going on in this place, man. You know, when you got all these kidnappings, and they want us to tuck our tail and be ashamed of Yahawashi, you know, to not teach the truth, to say, you know, we don't hate the so-called white man and things like that. But here it is, we're not ashamed, man. I'm gonna get this quick scripture to say that, Mark 8:38. Whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me and my words and this adulterous and sinful generation. See, and so if anything, they should be the ones that's ashamed, man. You got moles out here. No. You literally got two dudes dating each other, but we supposed to be ashamed, man.
Right.
You know, of wearing garments, teaching how about my shy in the streets. You know, you got butchers out. You got women that sagging their pants, man, with do-rags on. Yeah. Right? But we supposed to be the ones ashamed? Yeah. You know? Yeah, rocking snapbacks to the back, man. You know, with a girlfriend. So here it is. I guess nobody that's ashamed out here, man. But the difference is, them not being ashamed is gonna lead to punishments. Alright? Us not being ashamed is gonna lead to salvation.
Yeah, I got a quick precept. This is Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Hey, you know, I was just want to mention one thing that you know, big business is child trafficking, and it's always kids going missing. You know, I was watching these Edomites, a couple of videos, and I was skimming through on alternative news, and they was mentioning how there's a lot of children going missing every year. They put a number on it, but I can't remember the number. You know, and that's big business, and I wonder why. Because the wicked is ruling. Hey, brother, you made a statement and said, you know, something that you came up or you seen how the statistics is something that black people don't kidnap. But who running the world? The so-called white man. You know, that's his nature. When you check his nature out, you know, Job mentioned in Job 30 how he said how he wouldn't even allow them to sit with his dogs because they have a beast nature. You say how?
I was gonna say something that came out with that recently too. I don't know if you've seen, the brothers have put it up. The Edomite got caught popping his dog.
And he said, what he say about it? He said
his mother called him.
No, he said because he what he say? Damn, he said he was doing it because it was killing time or something like that. It was a ridiculous type of thing that why he said he was doing it. I forgot exactly what it was. Yeah, I know you're talking about though. I seen that.
Yeah, man, you saw that. Have the dog laying in the bed with him, you know, licking him all on the face. Man, that's crazy. We don't do that, man.
I can add real quick. The brothers is bringing out, like, can't you see the so-called white man as a literal cancer? He's a problem. That's why this one lady said, in order to save the planet, locked up, you know. So, like even people outside the truth are seeing that, like, this man is a problem. Little got what forest fires the other day.
Right.
Luminizing people. Man,
Right.
you got lab grown meat. You out here eating artificial chicken that's grown up in the lab animal show. Animals is here for like to eat it. Like, come on, man. Why? They got the chemtrails.
Well, what Yahawashi said? He said he shortened the days for the elect's sake. At least no flesh will be saved.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, read that again.
It says Job chapter 9 verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is
And
it?
if this man's not the devil, where and who is he, man? I mean, you're not gonna sit here and try to rock us back to sleep, okay? And not say that this man is not the wicked, man.
Right.
Okay? Okay, let's take him out the equation now. Now, who's the wicked then, man?
Right.
Who's the wicked? Who's running the earth, man? Who's the world giving into, man? Their hands off, man. Okay? All right. Every time this man speaks, man, you get ready to just brace yourself to take an L. That's what it's come to this point now.
Right.
This man has nothing good to say, man. Nothing good is coming out this man's mouth, man. The news, the talking heads, the people that's on these news outlets, man. Everything is a L. You gotta brace yourself to take an L, man. Nothing this man says is good, man. He has nothing good to say, man. Nothing, and he's in power. That's why this man is losing. What did it say? The scriptures talk about the Lord's gonna set up those that can profit. Because of injuries. 10:8. Zechariah 10:8. Let's get that. Yeah.
This is Sirach chapter 10. Set up one that is profitable.
In the 8. Oh, yeah. That's 8.
It's 10 and 4.
And there's another one too.
It says the power of the earth, Sirach 10 and 4. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable.
Yeah, that's
Yep. And another one. There's another one.
Verse 8, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit.
By say it again. Let's read it again.
Because of unrighteous dealings.
Unrighteous dealings, man. Right. This man speaks with a forked tongue. That's how Gad used to call this man. Okay. This man was breaking all kinds of treaties. You see. All right. This man is breaking agreements amongst his own kind, man. Okay. You see. All right. The other nations are pretty much waking up to this damn man.
Injuries,
right? Injuries. Come on, we ain't gonna talk about who injured, man. Who has the power with the sword, man? Okay, and don't say Jake. Jake is just trying to imitate this damn man on a real low level, man. Okay, Jake don't got no power, man. Okay, Jake is trying to emulate this man but to the lowest degree, though, man. Jake ain't got no power, man. You know, this man is able to kill and get away with it, man. You know, they say they said who gets caught by nigga stick up, man, because they fall asleep behind a getaway car.
Damn.
Jake is not elaborately structured, man, to even pull off certain things, man, that this damn devil has taught him to do, man. Okay, everything that people do in the hood, in the ghettos in the hood, that Jake does, pretty much, man, is emulating this damn devil, but on a low level, man.
It says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit.
Riches got by deceit, man. Okay, who's getting riches got by deceit, man? Okay, this whole money system is a farce, man. Okay, and how did he get it? He said, this devil said, "Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich." You see what I'm saying? Okay, and by that traffic has they gotten deep riches. You know, when brothers go into the sex trafficking, man, that's big business, man.
Yeah.
And you have to have money to be able to operate that in the type of fashion that they're doing it in, man. Behind the shadows, man. You see, that's big business.
And the thing about it, a lot of these children, well, according to the video I was watching, and this lady's bringing out this information, a lot of these missing children be sacrifices in their rituals.
Yep. See that? Yep.
And
yep.
they have their high holy days, you know, where they highly evil days.
Right.
You could call it, you know, they high evil days, like they mentioned about the winter solstice. Something just recently, and they mentioned, you know, the Titanic shit, you know, trying to psyop, you know, whatever. But they have, these devils are, they're a global cult. They worship, you know, the left-hand side of the Lord. So they have high evil days, high holy, or not, I wouldn't say holy, but evil days, you know, which holy means to be set apart. But they worship these things, and they have to perform certain rituals. These are blood drinkers, man. Hey, it's big business in or I don't even want to say the word, because you know, you anyway. But it's big business and them drinking blood.
Right.
You know, among the celebrities
Yeah.
and the elite.
You got it?
Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
And then when we talk about, and then when you sit there and you want to talk about in the book of Daniel, man, how Daniel seen the visions of how these kingdoms arose and fell, man. And this kingdom too will fall, man. Okay, and all of these things have reached really the heights of the heaven, man. Okay, so the Lord is gonna make inquisition in this place, man. Okay, and everybody that has their hand on the steering wheel, man. Okay, all right, and everybody that thinks that they're gonna be next up, you know, to rule this place, man. Okay, they got another thing coming, man.
Yeah, man, you Edomites, try to so-called white people. You're literally the worst of all the heathen, man. And I'm about to literally show you in the scriptures that it says that about y'all. So whether y'all like it or not, hey, don't kill the messenger, man. But this is Ezekiel 7:24. It says, wherefore, I'll start verse 23. It says, make a chain, for the land is full of bloody crimes, and the city is full of violence. Wherefore, I will bring the worst of the heathen, and they shall possess their houses. Now it says the worst of the heathen. And when you go into even just go into the commentary, right? It says from the pulpit commentary, it says the Chaldeans were probably most prominent in the prophet's thoughts. But no, it says, but Psalms 137:7 suggests that there was a side glance at the Edomites. So it's saying that the side glance that is speaking upon the Edomites, man, which the Edomites are the worst of the heathen. They're the border of wickedness, man. So you guys are literally the worst. Even if you just look at the nations, man. There's some things about the other nations that they do that's okay. You know, like Ishmael's woman is in order, they cover themselves. That's in the scriptures, man. The Lord approves of that. You know, the woman suggested modest apparel. But look at the Edomite one, man. They dress them like pure slut. That's where the nigga woman get it from, man. You look at what's that show? 1883. You know, the prequel to Yellowstone. And the first ones that started to wear pants, started acting sassy, started talking back to their man, you know, was the so-called white woman, man.
Well, the book, The 13th Tribe, elders was getting into that. What is it called? It's the book, The 13th Tribe.
Yeah.
And it's certain sections in it that talks about the mannerism, like how they were eating lice. You know, a woman would have her legs open. I forgot how it go, but the elder was bringing it out a minute back. And bringing out those points of Esau's nature. And you know, he said their garments were filthy dirty, they wouldn't wash.
Yeah.
You know, and then they wouldn't his wife, his woman, his legs, she would keep her legs open, crotch all out.
Yeah.
And that was supposed to not you know, a man wanting to have sex with her, like they had, you know, a beast nature.
Right.
Esau just got cleaned up.
And
they ain't even clean.
And even with that though, like you go into it, man. A lot of them don't even use a washcloth to wash.
Yeah, sure don't.
You know what I'm saying?
They did.
Yeah, I think they said something. That's a poor man's thing.
Yo, this kid in college a couple of years ago. Remember I talked about this? This is a while ago. A kid in college was walking around his dorm, and he was filming. He was asking everybody, and the majority was Edomites. And he was basically based off white and black. And he asked him. He said, "What you wash with when you take a shower?" He said, run water on it. You know, he said, "You don't wash with a rag?" He said, "No." And then one guy was like, "Well, I wash with the soap." So he said, "Yeah, you wash with just the soap?" He was like, "Yeah." And then he asked the black dude. The black dude was like, "Well, a rag, of course." And he was like, "How many rags you use? 1 or 2?" Like he was doing a little estimate.
Yeah.
You know, but the Edomites, he was like, "Damn," you know. And some of the Edomites, they don't even wear drawers. You know, they free ball and shit, like nasty, man.
Can I get a quick one? You said this is Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 12. It says, "As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women will rule over them." Why are they children? Because he said that he will make them low, the heathen low, because he's the lowest of the heathen, man. Just like they was getting into. It says, "O my people, they which lead thee, cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy path." And like brother said, as far as this, that who's the head of all this stuff? The so-called black woman. You know, they're the ones doing that. And then again, Jake is in the front. They're the most wicked. They're wickeder than the wicked. You know, so they're following after this stuff, following after Esau, man. But that's pretty much the point.
And proving that the children of Esau, this is Job 30:1. But now they that are younger than I have me in derision. We know that Esau is the older one, but his mentality is like younger.
Right.
Yeah, honestly, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll read this too. The book of Malachi 1:4, I'll read it in the New International Version. It says, Edom may say, which Edom, once again, you so-called white people, okay? Edom means Adawan, which means red, you know? And they're the only red ones, all right? That the blood showed forth through the skin, the lack of pigmentation. And they also eat that red pottage, man, you know? Red meat, okay? Rare bloody tartar.
Yeah, Chef Ramsay. Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah, and then it says Esau was a cunning hunter. Look at America, man. Who hunts just for fun? All right, you Edomites, you so white people. That's how we know you're Edomites. But anyway, it says Edom may say, though we have been crushed, we will rebuild the ruins. But this is what the Lord Almighty says: they may build, but I will demolish. They will be called the wicked land. The people always under the wrath of the Lord. So wherever you go, that's the wicked land. And this is Wisdom of Solomon 2:12. Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our return, and he is clean contrary to our doings. So the righteous, their doings goes back to the doings of Yahawah. The righteous wants to just please the Lord. Whatever ways the Lord sets up, that's what they follow after, and that's what they teach. But here it is, they said their ways are contrary, man. You know, which the so-called white man, the board of wickedness, his ways are contrary to the Bible. So in all ways, in all aspects, man, you guys are pissing off the Most High Power. That's why you're the worst of all the heathen. There's nothing that you're doing that's cool with the Lord, man. Like you guys don't got nothing right.
With Job 9, Romans 13, what is it? Romans 9 and 13. He said, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. And it's written also in Malachi. That's where Paul got it from the book of Malachi. You know?
Here it is, you're trying to build and have, establish your NWO. Meanwhile, the prophets out there telling the world who you really are, you know? And apparently, that we see you as a WR. That's why as you continue to try to build your name, everybody is walking away from you.
Hey,
know?
look at what he's pushing upon us now. He wants you to actually take it all. He wants you to be a permanent slave, with that sea hip. And he's changing the system gradually and conditional. What is it? Gradualism and what? It's gradualism and conditioning.
Yep.
And that's what he's doing now. And do them psyops and shit. And they looking to do what? Oppress you. Now, before you had loopholes, dealing with the currency, but according to their new currency, backed by the CBDC, central bank digital currency, right, with a carbon footprint, all right, and then mixed in with social credit, guess what? There is no loopholes. They're gonna basically track everything, every transaction, all right, that you have. You can't put money in a shoebox anymore. They want in on that. They want to know, and they want the power to cut it off. So let's say if you, under this beast system that they're implementing, right? This new beast system that they're implementing, you're gonna be a permanent slave. You're worse what they're doing than what we are now.
Amen.
So that's why we need Yahawashi.
I was gonna say, you mentioned about being able to meddle or pretty much do whatever they want with our transactions or our bank account system. You said they really want to turn your money off. But guess what? They want to be able to turn you off too.
Right.
They want to be able to turn your black ass off.
Yeah,
right?
because it's deeper than just money. The money, of course, and they have to change society, but what they going after is your soul. Esau is biting on the hand. He's biting more than he can chew. And this one, that's why somebody get Job 14 real quick, 14 and 4, because this is the end. This is the end, man. And this devil got to do what he got to do. This is the Heavenly Father's will. You got that?
This is Job chapter 14 and verse 4. No. Wait, verse 4?
Yeah.
Okay. Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one.
Right. Can't bring something clean. You can't make something clean out of something that's already unclean. You know what they do in Israel today in the land. You know, they celebrate Tel Aviv, and well, in Tel Aviv they celebrating, you know, low and transformer behavior. You know, they also mention about how they can make kosher pork. You know, and this devil himself, you know, look at how he took this land through the blood, sweat, and tears of the Israelites. You know, but go ahead,
Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee.
See, the number of his months are with thee. So basically, this devil got a boundary that he can't pass. You know, so he has to reach. Get Job 20 real quick, 20 and 5. You know, this is all prophecy, man. You got it?
Yes, Job 20 verse 5. It says, "The triumph of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment."
This man's a hypocrite and wicked as hell, man. He's a big hypocrite, man. Right now in these last days, man, he's really being exposed as being the ultimate hypocrite, man. You know that his clean cut reputation, man, is constantly getting tarnished and uncovered every day, man. You know, this man is no more the hunk of the earth, man. Okay, this man is the common denominator of every situation, man. He got his hand in everything, man. Okay, guess who's behind that?
Yeah. Well, hold that. Somebody get Romans 9 and 13 real quick, just to make a quick point, because the Most High is going to show his power, and to go back to Job 14, he's making Esau going to that boundary that he can't pass. There ain't no pulling back now. He can't pull back now. You know, he can't stop what he's doing and say, you know what, we're going to fall back and give ourselves a few more years. This is too much. They're not doing that. They have a window. Revelations 12 and 12 says the devil coming down, having
great wrath, knowing that he have for a short time.
Knowing that he have for the short time. So you got that real quick?
Yeah, I got it. You want to read that a little bit?
Yeah. 13.
What's that? Is Jacob or this one?
No.
I got the point.
Yeah.
Okay. This is Romans chapter 9, verse 17. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee.
See, the Lord raising him up, right? And his pride. You know, this devil got some dark technology, man. I was watching a video. I put some video up on Odyssey if brother's seen it. And a lot of what's in the secret, what was secret is actually being exposed. Everything of this devil is being exposed, man. He got some high level technology that the Lord gave him. You know, regardless of how he got it, he studied it, he's been dealing with it for many years. These devils got replica chariots, man. You know, they can't do what the chariots do with the angels, but they got some shit that'll fucking deceive you. It will deceive your eyes if you don't have understanding of the word. Go ahead, huh?
For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee.
The Lord's talking about Pharaoh in ancient Egypt, but this is all he was referring this to Edomites.
Right.
You know, he's referring it to these devils today. Read it one more time, huh?
For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
Right. So that's the whole point. The Lord wants his name to reign over the earth. That's why he's taking you devils up to a fight. You know, I said this in a lesson ago, but you know, it's one thing it's two things Yahawashi is going to do. All right, he's coming back to do what? Save the elect, and he's also coming back to bring war to these devils.
Yep.
You know, because I was all frustrated the other day, mad as hell, and I was saying to myself, somebody gotta take it to him. You know, because the only way you're going to get free is through war. It's, you know, all this, you know, what Jake do today, the begging, the protesting, you're never gonna win. You know, you don't get real results that way. You know, and and I was thinking on the scriptures, and in the scriptures, of course, we know it, but the Lord put it right in my mind. Said that's what Yahawashi is coming to do. He's coming to deliver his elect, and then he's also to take you devils up to war. Because who runs the world? The global code, the ones you never see, the one who call the shots, push the buttons. The Illuminati, whatever they call them, the skull and bones, and the house of Esau. And here it is, they call shots, but they hide. And then they have military, you have everybody else doing their dirty work, and they always stay hidden. Yahawashi is coming for them. even though he got to fight, you know, through the ranks. But once Yahawashi laid this whole all y'all militaries, the other nations down, y'all going in captivity, you know, and we need that in order to have as Yahawashi says, I give life more abundance. How I go?
Abundantly abundant.
Yeah,
More
what was it?
abundant.
He give life more abundantly. John 10:10. Got it real quick. Get it real quick. We're gonna close up. Yes. Yeah, just real quick. If you could read that.
This is John chapter 10, verse 10. Verse 10. It says, the thief cometh not, but for to steal and to kill and destroy.
Right, that's Esau, the thief. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's the time we in. Like going into Pharaoh, Moses said, "Let my people go." Pharaoh said, "Fuck that. I'm gonna have y'all in deeper captivity."
Right.
That's what Esau's doing right now.
Yeah. Hey, and the
That's
Lord,
the thief.
and the Lord hardened his heart, man. Just like the Lord's hardened his devil's heart, man. Okay, to go forth and go with his plans. So now, if you want to understand the demise of the Edomite, man, you just go back to the what happened to Pharaoh, man. Okay, because that's pretty much going to be the same thing, man. But this is going to be, the Lord said, not by it's going to be by fire, pretty much. You know, so that's going to be the distinction of how he's going to wipe out a nation of people, man.
Right, and it mentions the thief. Right, he comes not but to steal, kill, and destroy. Well, guess who he has stolen? The Lord's chosen people.
See something right
Yeah,
here.
but think about, he's stolen us. We don't belong to you Edomites. He wants us to stay in captivity forever because it makes his kingdom flourish. Jacob was the best slaves, man. But guess what? We belong to the Lord. The Lord ordained us from the very beginning to be rulers and judges of this earth. We only serve this for a captivity purpose. For a punishment purpose, which is temporary. But what you got?
This is on Revelation chapter 13, verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
And these devils with this agenda and these psyops, they think they're going to get away from this. They think they're going to push how we used to say, push the goalpost further. Every time, when it comes to them getting judged, the goalpost gets pushed. It gets more, like they're running up a tab, man.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to have to pay that tab, But finish that real quick, John 10:10.
It says, I am come that they might have life, and they that might have it more abundantly.
So Yahawashi said that he has come, that we, all right, have more life. All right, well, read it again.
It says, I am come that they might have life,
Right.
and that they might have it more abundantly.
But what is Esau doing?
Not but to steal, kill, and to destroy. And I come that they might have life, and they might have it more abundantly.
So Yahawashi is coming to give us life and to have it more abundantly, man. So we need Yahawashi, man. So you brothers and you few sisters, the hopeful elect, pray, man. Pray without ceasing, man. Cry to Yahawashi, man. Because when he cracked those clouds, it's over, man. And that's what these devils are afraid of. They're holding us hostage. They're a thief, and they don't want us to get back in that one accord with our power. They want us to stay away from it. The accuser of thy brethren. They here it is, they give you the drink, and then they say they ain't done nothing.
Right. Look upon our nakedness.
Yeah.
I got one real quick. The Lord, because the Lord is coming back to fight, man. He said, Exodus 15:3, the New International Version, says the Lord is a warrior. The Yahawashi is his name. So Yahawashi, they're warriors, man, and they're coming back to fight. And that's the mindset we should have. So, of course, we're spiritual warriors. The Lord said, wait ye upon me.
Right.
So if anybody going out there and they're getting themselves a young wife even, or they're going out there doing something carnal, they only fucking own, and we don't approve of it, we condemn it. But because the Lord said, wait upon him. But the fact is that we're still spiritual warriors, man. That's why our brothers should practice to be disciplined. A warrior ain't going to be eating a whole pizza pie to himself, So we got to be disciplined and have that warrior mindset, because Yahawashi is a warrior. So if he's a warrior, then that's what pleases. That's what's going to please him, man. If we become warriors like that, it's some spiritual warrior.
And anybody that's out there condoning violence or thinking of take up arms like I say, you don't know, you don't understand the scriptures. You're not spiritual. You know what I'm saying? You don't see this man's already fallen. It's fallen. You didn't see it. If you see it through the spirit, you see this man's falling, man. Everything is crumbling around this damn man. You see it. So why would you take up a blessing that does not belong to you? That blessing does not belong to you. The blessing that we have is the blessing that when we came into this truth, man. We understand the blessing that's coming to us, man. So why would you go to a blessing that's going to be defeated, man, and try to use that? You see that? Okay, it doesn't make any sense, man. And like I said, though, you're not spiritual, man, and you lack faith. Okay, for you guys out there.
Yeah, I just wanted to. That's a lot. I just wanted to add what you just said. You just said,
This man's falling. He's falling.
yeah, he's falling. But and what is he falling by? His entire time, you niggas are using, like you said, Esau's blessing to go against Esau. When the entire time, the voice of the Lord is the reason why Esau's being thrown down right now through the voice of the Lord, through his prophets, and it's a spiritual thing. So you're like, man, preaching gonna do nothing. When preaching is the reason why this is all happening in the first place, nigga.
Right.
Well, you said preaching?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, the foolishness of preaching.
Yeah,
But this is what the Lord said to do.
Right, because the prophecies are rolling, man. The prophecies are rolling. When we see the prophecy, we're seeing how it's gonna get to the MOTV. We see it, man. We see the clear vision of how this man is taking the proper steps. Okay, in his own eyes that he thinks he's measuring out, and we see it, man. You know, we see it.
You got something, no?
Yeah, this brother was saying, like, people think when Jake's out there, you're wrong, thinking I'm taking up arms. So Hosea 1:7, that I will have mercy upon the house of Judah, and will save them by Yahawah their power, will not save them by bow, nor by sword, nor by battle, by horses, nor by horsemen. So the Lord will deliver us from forces, reinforcement on high.
Sure.
Like he can take it.
You'll hear that cry of his women, man. You know, he gonna come down and reverse.
Man, maybe the Yahawashi give that distinctive cry. You know, people gonna be wondering, who the hell is that?
I'm scared to death.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one real quick because we were mentioning about when he comes back. I got what brother mentioned. You know, you better be ready. And I was like, nigga, you better pick a side. You better get ready for when he comes. This is Ezra, second Ezra said 13. I'm gonna start at verse 12. Afterward, it's talking about Yahawashi is coming. Afterward, Saul, I the same man can come down from the mountain and call unto him another peaceful multitude. And there came much people unto him, whereof some were glad, some were sorry, and some of them were bound. So what? This is going to be a different situation for everybody. Everybody's going to have their own little, mind fuck in a way. Not mind fuck, but everybody's going to have their own situation. When the Lord pulls up, oh man, are you under his good graces? Or are you going to be the ones that's going to be feeling sorry? The ones going to be like, damn, man, I know I fucked up. It says, and others some brought of them that were offered. Then I was sick through great fear, and I awakened and said, it says, thou hast shewed thy servants these wonders from the beginning, and thou hast counted me worthy, thou shouldst receive my prayer. All right? And that's the point. The Lord already set us up from the very beginning what the prophets, for now to understand what? We want to be on the good graces. We want to be on the right side. The Lord already gave us the blueprint. We don't want to be the one, the Lord said the way he's going to separate the sheep from the goats. Separate from what's fake and what's real. You know what I mean? That's it.
You want to close out?
Yeah, of course. And with that, first one's going to give all glory, honor, praise is due. That's the Heavenly
Yahawah,
BaHaSham,
BaHaSham, Qadash.
Double honesty, L's, and Apostle G. Mescal. Salutations like out there, push the word of true sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom.